first apartment alone, guys, and they were like, yeah, you gotta get your utilities cut on. What are you talking about? They don't just cut on, like. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Aniya, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Here on this channel, I like to do makeup, hair vlogs, lifestyle videos, a little bit of everything. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe. Y'all, as y'all can tell by the title, first of all, I've been away for a minute, so welcome to my new subscribers. Okay, I'm gonna put a few of you guys up here, and I just want to shout you out and thank you so much for going ahead and subscribing to your girl's channel. It really helps me out. Now, as y'all know, I moved from Baltimore, Maryland to Texas. Okay, Fort Worth, Texas to be specific. I don't want to say Dallas because I know everybody goes crazy about Dallas and Fort Worth. I'm in Fort Worth. Okay, I'm gonna tell you 10 things that I did to prepare for my move, and hopefully it helps somebody else out. And y'all, let me tell y'all, number 9. Oh my gosh, just make sure you stay until number 9 because that has been the death of me almost, and I'm still currently dealing with it, but we'll get into that later. So let's just jump right in with number 1. So number 1 I have is seek guidance. And I'm a Christian girly. I believe in Jesus, so my guidance comes from Jesus. So I had to ask God first. Before I asked anybody else, before I asked my mom, before I asked my boyfriend at the time, or my friends or family members, I sought the Lord, guys. I prayed for this in my prayer journal. I prayed for this on my knees. I talked about it when I was in church to God, just me and God. Like, God, tell me what you want me to do. Tell me if I should move. And I have a whole video on my testimony and how God showed me that it was my time to move. So once you sought clarity from God first, then you can talk to people that you trust. Now, when you're moving, don't tell everybody you're moving unless you want to. But me personally, I did not tell a lot of people that I was moving. I sought advice from people I could trust, like my parents. So I really only confided in my parents. They knew I was moving, and I was like, can you give me advice on this? And to be honest, guys, filter the advice that you get, because my parents, being their baby girl, moving all the way across the country, they were a little apprehensive at first. Of course, they never killed my dreams or anything like that. They always supported me, but some of the things I would be like, think about, you should think about this, you should think about that, it did place a little bit of fear in me, and it's not to their fault because they just were trying to look out for me. But just be careful who you get advice from, because sometimes it might kill your dream of moving, or you might hear things that you don't necessarily like, or things that aren't helpful for you. So seek advice from the right people, but always first from God. Okay, number 2, budget. Y'all really need to budget. I feel like this is the obvious one. So you need to plan for moving costs, how much it's going to cost to actually move into place, like getting things cut on. If you are moving across the country, how much is it going to cost to ship your stuff? Okay, are you going to fly your stuff? Are you going to drive your car down? What is the gas money? What is the mileage that it puts on your car if you have to track those things? Those are things to think about when you are creating a budget, and you have to plan just in case something goes wrong. When you are moving, I'm pretty sure there's something that's going to break. I'm pretty sure you're going to underestimate how much something really costs, because I know I sure did. And that's okay, but you want to add an extra cushion into your budget. And you want to make sure that you're good within that first month once you get there, you know, just in case anything goes wrong, or, you know, save up for a rainy day, okay? In my next video, I will talk to you guys about how much I spend a month living alone, okay? If you know anything, this was not my plan to live alone. I was going to move with my boyfriend at the time. I am now single. So your girl is in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, living by herself. So I'm going to tell you guys all about how much I paid and how I budget and how God is keeping me here while I'm in this beautiful apartment. So number 3, you should think about your timing. Think about the time of the year that you want to move, if you can control it. I understand, like, if maybe you're moving for a job, they might want you there at a specific time. But if you're in control of the timing, think about the timing, because if you're moving into an apartment, I'm not sure about houses or anything like that. I've only lived in apartments. So if you're thinking about an apartment, there are different times of the year where apartments are cheaper. And of course, I moved at the most expensive time of the year, which is summer. But in the winter, less people tend to want to move because it is cold and everything. So you can catch a lot of like fall and winter specials, guys. Also included in this time frame, you want to coordinate certain dates. So like if you are coming for a job, how fast do you have to be there? Are you getting people to help you move? Does it work for their schedules? If you have a family, you got to think about like children. Are they going to school? Are they starting school? Are you switching schools? Or what time of the year are you switching schools? So there's many different things that you should factor in to the timeline. Y'all, hold on, my throat's getting a little dry. And your girl is on low calorie. I've already lost 10 pounds. So this is a low calorie drink, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. So the next thing I want to talk about is location. you might be able to get a little bit more flexibility with location when you're buying a house or building a house. But location also includes budget, because if you want to live downtown, like in the heart of it all, oh baby, you're going to be paying more for that rent, okay? But you may be paying less for gas because you don't have to drive as much. So just think about the budget and location kind of at the same time. But also for location, like me, I'm a single gal, okay? I need to have protection. I need to have security. I want to live somewhere where I have a fob, I have a gate. Like, I am in a gated community. Your girl feels safe. You want to think about where you're living. Look at the crime maps, okay? Google has crime maps where you can check and see how much crime is in that area. Also, like the Citizen app, you can check to see what crime is going on and around in that area. Now, let's be real, there's crime everywhere, okay? Crime is unavoidable, but there are places with more crime, and there are places, of course, where you can feel very safe. So for me, the biggest things, like I said, was having a key fob. We have on-site security. I have a gated community, guys. You have to use the fob even to access our elevators. This is new for me, but here in Texas, a lot of the apartments, they just have steps, and the steps are outside and you go into the apartments that way. But I wanted to find a place, which I'm used to back at home, is where everything is inside of the building. Like, there's elevators, okay, and the steps are not outside. Like, the steps are within the building. I don't know, personally, it just makes me feel so much more safer. But if you are looking for a place, make sure you look for how close a grocery store is, how close your school is, your new job is, or if you work remote, like what are the things that you like around you? Like, I looked for parks. I really wanted to get outside, go in the nature, work out a little bit. So I looked for parks that were near me, grocery stores that were near me. And of course, your girl's a foodie and I do like to go out, and I'm young. So I wanted to be close to downtown, but not in downtown. Like, I don't always like the hustle and bustle of downtown. I don't always like the noise of downtown. So I moved somewhere that's you can get to downtown close, but it's not in the heart of downtown. But I also, on the opposite end, I don't want to live anywhere where I have to drive very far away for a grocery store or things that I like bars and everything like that. So I pick a centralized location. Now, I will say specifically here, if you're thinking of moving to Texas or Dallas and Fort Worth, before, when I was doing my research, I thought Dallas and Fort Worth were the same thing. The more I did my research, I realized they're like 40 minutes apart, okay? I would have preferred to live in Dallas. However, the job I have is in Fort Worth, and I was not willing to make that commute. I know people that do make that commute daily, and they have an hour commute one way. Your girl was not doing that, okay? So I chose to live in Fort Worth near the city part. So it kind of gives you that Dallas feel. I'm lying. It's completely different than Dallas, but it gives me a downtown feel. So location is very, very important, okay? Think about location. Let's take a break right there, guys, and go ahead and subscribe, because I see a lot of you guys watch my videos but you're not subscribed. I don't know why. It is free and it does help me out here on this channel and gets my video out to more people. So I really appreciate if you guys subscribe. All right, let's get back into it. I touched on this a little bit earlier, but you want to make sure you have a job lined up before you go to wherever you're getting ready to go, guys. You want to have all your arrangements in order. You want to make sure you sign that paper before you sign any lease. Just secure some type of employment, guys. I don't understand how, and I'm happy for y'all if you move to a new city with no job and it worked out. Me personally, no. I need some security. I need my bills to be paid. So secure a job, or if you have a job where you could just transfer, that is nice as well. Just make sure you sign all your paperwork and everything, because jobs can pull out at the last minute. They can change their mind or whatever, okay? Always make sure you have a job lined up, a start date, how much you're getting paid, everything like that. For me personally, I did switch jobs and even job titles, but I am in the same network. So I think it is really nice if you are working at a place that has a lot of different locations around the United States or around the world, where you could just transfer. And it's not really a transfer like, oh, you put in a transfer. No, I had to interview and go through the whole process again to get this position. But some jobs you can just pick and choose where you would like to transfer. Y'all, just secure a job before you get down here, okay? And luckily, when I came down here, I was able to tour my school and everything at the same time I toured my apartment. You want to make sure you're talking with people and building those connections before you come down here on the job site, if you have the opportunity to. Okay, so you secured a job, you've talked about location, thought about a budget, a place where you want to live, if it's in the city or the country, if you want to stay in your state or out of state. Now it is time to start packing, moving, and cleaning, decluttering, and everything. Now it's time for the real action, okay? I have moved over 12 times in my life, so I have packing down to a T, I personally feel like. However, I've helped friends who haven't packed a thing until the date that they were moving, okay? Okay, you don't want to be like that. So make sure you declutter months in advance. If you already know you're moving, For me, I had to move within a month, but thank God I already know what to do and everything. But if you have time, start decluttering. Get rid of things that you know you don't need, things you haven't worn in months, okay, or in years. That's me. Like, I haven't worn things in years, but I continue to keep them in my closet. But during this move, I got rid of a lot of clothes. I donated a lot of items. And I really thought about what I didn't need. I didn't bring any furniture down here when I moved. It was just me and my car. So it was really easy for me to declutter because I was limited with the space that I had. So you want to get moving boxes and start packing room by room. Do not wait until the week before the move, a few days before the move, and be like, oh, I got it. Baby girl, you don't got it. You don't got it. Don't do that to yourself. I feel like it's a setup. And then you end up overpacking and bringing things that you don't need or don't even use. So I would declutter. I'm a list type of girly. I make a list for every room, like what I want and what I don't want. And if I'm making a really big move and I don't want to take all these things with me, you can always buy it again, guys. There are stores in different states. There are stores in different counties. So if you don't need it for right then, but you might want it again later in the future, you can always just buy it again. And then packing. When it comes to packing, organize your stuff before you put it into boxes or bins or bags or whatever you are using to pack. Organize your items. It will make packing so much easier. If you live with an organized and color-coded closet like me, it will be so much easier to pack. But really, guys, if you live organized, it is easier to pack organized. Say if I'm packing up my cabinets, all my cabinets are very organized. So I would pack just as my cabinets were organized. So when it's time for me to take it out, I can know where stuff goes. Like, I already know where it goes. Label stuff. Get you a marker and label stuff. I don't understand how people move and don't label their boxes. Sis, how you know which room it's going in? Okay, this is a tip if you don't know this already. Pack your clothes in trash bags. Okay, just wrap that trash bag around the bottom of the clothes, and then when you move into your new place, you have trash bags to already reuse. Clothes take up a lot of space. You don't want to put them in boxes. What also really helps me during this move and to fit a lot of things in my car is getting the airtight bags, you know, the ones that you vacuum seal out all the air. That really helps me pack a lot of clothes and move a lot of clothes. I would say only use the trash bag method if you are moving like within the state, or if you have a really big moving van and you can take up more room. But I would definitely recommend the airtight bags for comforters, towels, clothes, everything like that, guys. So number 8, once you've already packed everything, you found where you're gonna move, you're in the process of moving, you got your U-Haul, you got your van, you're shipping your stuff wherever it needs to go, you found a way to get down there. And you're coming down there, okay? You've already secured a lease, you already secured an apartment. Now it is time to change that address. Change the address. You've already toured the places, you picked out your place. It is time to change your address. You want to change your address before you get in there if you can, guys. Or you want to stop your mail and pause it if you're in between. Like, I know some people, like, you move out of one place, you have to stay somewhere in the between time before you get to your new place. You could pause your mail and then you want to forward it on UPS, okay? You don't want your old mail going to your old neighbors. You don't want packages getting sent to places, okay? I had my packages sent to New Jersey by accident when I first moved down here because I didn't go in and change all my addresses. I never lived in Jersey, but that's a whole nother story. You don't want your packages and your mail getting sent to the wrong place. So change your address. It's really easy to do. I think it's a little fee, but it's really not that much, guys. Change your address. Now, number 9, I told y'all, this is the hard part for me. Changing your utilities or getting your utilities turned on. I've never lived in an apartment. Like, this is my first real big girl apartment. Like, I've lived in other apartments with boyfriends and stuff like that, but I didn't have to do any of that stuff. This is my first apartment alone, guys. And they were like, yeah, you got to get your utilities cut on. What are you talking about? They don't just cut on. Like, no, you have to call somebody. You have to set things up. You have to pay stuff up front sometimes. So this was also a really big thing for me moving to Texas because in Maryland, there's BG&E and that's it. It's like just BG&E and there's just water. Like, it's not all these choices like it is here in Texas. In Texas, you have a multitude of companies to pick from, and it's on you to figure out which one is the cheapest. It's on you to figure out which one is the best. Like, I want to get the best bang for my buck, so you have to sit there and do that research. So when you know which state you're moving to, make sure you do the research on what are their utilities, how do they go about cutting on their utilities, what companies can you get in with, how much is it going to cost. Like, I was researching all of that before I moved down here. I wanted to know how much my bill was going to be. But you never really freaking know, right, until you're down here. I had to do a lot of research with getting my utilities and things cut on. So the biggest utility I got cut on before I came down here obviously was the power. My water was already cut on because there was people living here beforehand. My apartment complex did not charge me for the first 2 months of water living down here. But your girl just got charged with water fees, okay? I didn't know you got a fee for water, you got a fee for sewage, you got a fee for trash, you got a fee for the drains. Think about all the fees that come with this stuff, guys. So for utilities, I am paying gas and electric. I don't know if it's gas and electric. I'm paying lights. I'm paying for my lights, guys, and my water bills, okay? So those utilities are things that you need to think about before moving. Just cutting on your lights and cutting on your water if you have to, if that applies to you. Sometimes a lot of apartment complexes already wrap that into your rent, so see if it's included for you. So once you've guys done 1 through 9, now it's time for the big day. It is time to just finally move. It is time to make that trekkage to wherever you're going. And before you move on moving day, just pray. I pray every day. You should pray every day. But just pray, like, things will go wrong. So you need to breathe and realize that everything is going to be okay at the end of the day. Do not take this serious. Like, yes, this may be a serious move, but you got to find the joy in moving, guys. It is hard. It's a lot of work. It's tiresome. We drove 22 hours to move me down here. So sometimes it was hard to find the joy in it, but moving is so exciting. It's a new chapter. It's an opportunity to start over new, guys. Once you get into the place, clean your place, bless your house, and do everything you got to do. But guys, you made it. It is time to just finally move, okay? And if you watched this video this far, I just want to thank you so much. Please make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions about my moving process or any videos that you would like to see while I'm living down here single by myself in Texas, I will definitely show you guys because I love exploring the city. So if there's anything that you want to see, just let your girl know, okay? I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.